Request all through the courts. Sean had Beauty presented with legal documents. She was troubled about it, yet maybe assuming they begin seeing others, they'll become fascinating characters once more, and they'll ultimately find their direction back to one another. The court fight among Xander and Philip occurred, and honestly it was a sorry nail-biter. The two sides experienced difficulty getting observers to affirm, however Sean got on the stand and let the court know that Victor had prepared Philip to run Titan since they were kids. Score 1 for Philip. Afterward, Sarah wound up on the stand, yet when Beauty got some information about Xander's endeavors to kill Brady, she decided to remain silent. Score 1 for Xander. With the case tied, the appointed authority left to pursue the choice. She shocked everybody by pursuing a fast choice. At the point when she returned, she decided that both Xander and Philip had equivalent case to Titan, so they presently need to divide it down the middle. Philip was to some degree cheerful, however true to form, Xander was past irate. Signal the odd couple music, however hopefully we get to see these two endeavor to cooperate for a tad before somebody accomplishes something moronic and lands in prison. Basically give us a chance to put down certain wagers on which one will attempt to kill the other. Obviously, the letter could continuously be shown to be a phony, sending Philip away for some time. Also, for what reason did Kate beforehand support his strategy subsequent to asserting she would have rather not done anything awful that could disturb Roman? Discussing which, Vivian called Roman from Statesville, yet Kate got the telephone out of his hand and reprimanded Vivian. In any case, she didn't hang up, and when Roman left the room, she advised Viv to keep her mouth shut about the fake letter expressing Victor believed Philip should run the organization. Kate likewise demanded she not be in a bad way out of her cut of the cash on the off chance that Philip won. Kate, how are we going to manage you? Simply admit as of now. Yet again in the meantime, Stephanie heard Johnny and Alex grinding away once more, and she thought Alex had turned into a player. Alex was unsettled about that and later attempted to persuade Stephanie that laying down with Delight was a one-time botch that wouldn't reoccur. In any case, you could find right in front of her that she's essentially finished with him. At the point when he left, he was more troubled than when he showed up. He's presumably going to give a thumping to Johnny. Presently, Philip made an appearance to tell Steph his half-uplifting news, and they eventually wound up kissing. Didn't see that coming. At the point when Philip returns, we realize it's an every case brief, so ideally he doesn't fire things up with Steph just to leave town once the letter is demonstrated to be a fraud. Alone, Xander addressed Victor's representation and swore he would shake Philip free from Titan, assuming it's the last thing he at any point does. I can hardly hang tight for the day when innovation is with the end goal that works of art like Victor's and Stefano's will argue, as in Harry Potter. It would be entertaining to hear the patriarchs hollering at their offspring for doing idiotic things. Time, and EJ, served. Somewhere else, EJ, being EJ, gave Imprint a request bargain. Assuming he conceded to attempting to kill Chad, he'd just get 10 years in jail rather than 25. What? Fortunately, before the specialist marked it, Beauty jumped in, professing to be his attorney, and halted him. She then set EJ straight and, surprisingly, brought up that his alleged wrongdoing, which was under coercion, occurred in France, so Salem can't attempt him for endeavored murder. Eventually, all gatherings concurred that Imprint's messing with Feline's DNA to cause her to have all the earmarks of being the genuine Abby was a wrongdoing in Salem, and he consented to serve 1.5 years. So write in your schedules for June of 2026, when we'll see Imprint again consistently. In any case, this is a cleanser, so he'll presumably get out right on time. After the arrangement with Imprint was finished, EJ and Beauty had a pleasant visit. He fell off all tough with Imprint yet transformed into an old softy when he managed Beauty. In the wake of alluding to her as Mrs. Brady, she let him know she and Sean were getting separated, and didn't EJ's eyes illuminate? Obviously, there might be something preparing there on the off chance that she keeps close by sufficiently lengthy. Chad apologized lavishly to Jack and Jennifer for not tracking down Abby's body, sending him further down the miserable sack Chad way. Yet, Julie let them put a few souvenirs everyone had of Abby in the time case and they covered it in Abby's plot. It was a pleasant scene and even JJ got to take part. In any case, that Chad will require some treatment after all the injury he's endured. She's dead. She's not dead. No, she's truly dead, yet her body is feeling the loss of. Pondering the tangled story is somewhat tiring. Another decent scene was Feline finding Felicity. Yet, on the subject of tangled stories, the unfortunate youngster's head should turn. Here is one more instance of your mother, father, and sister are dead. No, stand by. Your sister's alive, however she doesn't seem to be your sister any longer. Goodness, and mother's really alive, however she's been indoctrinated. Dr. Rolfe ought to open up a conditioning center in Salem, similar to the ones in Complete Recollection. Feline, Aaron, and Felicity chose to go visit their mother in jail in Vancouver. So Feline then went to Chad to bid farewell. It appeared as though they were nearly going to kiss, yet that didn't occur. They'd most likely make a decent couple, yet do they share anything practically speaking, other than whatever she imagined? Aaron proceeded to converse with Tate to let him know what was happening and to likewise bid farewell, and it was good to see these two have a genuine discussion about their lives. With this multitude of new characters, it's really awful their exit appeared as though it would have been for a long while. Ideally, they'll return in the near future with a seriously fascinating and less befuddling storyline. Perhaps Dr. Rolfe will trade each of their cerebrums around. Okay, Leo. He found Holly in the square, who was feeling all warm and fluffy about her life, was being the usable word. Leo was really pleasant to her and said he'd been pulling for herself and Tate. Obviously, in his quick talking, he put his recurring habit of misspeaking by telling her she and Tate were currently in the crucial step of a relationship, and he trusted they would make it. She seemed dazed and befuddled by his words, and cleverly, he wished her a happy holidays and skirted off. Presently she's totally stressed that something will turn out badly with her relationship. What's the worst that could happen? All things considered, Sophia later appeared at Tate's and let him know she was pregnant. Yozer! Javi could perceive Gabby felt weak at the knees over JJ, and he attempted to persuade her to take the plunge, particularly after he learned JJ told her they ought to hang out at some point. So Javi snatched her telephone and immediately made an impression on JJ saying that she might want to have a beverage with him. It was amusing to watch her attempt to get her telephone back from him. She worried about the sent message. Don't they have unsend works now? Luckily for her, it wasn't well before JJ answered that he couldn't want anything more, and might they at some point go out that evening? We'll see where that prompts. New Doug had found out about how Leo had managed Abby's gems after she kicked the bucket. In this way, he went to Leo's and approached him to fence the taken Horton jewelry for him, guaranteeing he owed terrible individuals a lot of cash. Unfortunate Leo. He's actually battling with attempting to be a decent individual and didn't have any desire to fence it. Be that as it may, in a display of divine insight, he told New Doug he could know someone who knows someone, so the young fellow hesitantly left the jewelry with Leo. At the point when Leo proposed to pay for an early termination for Sophia, she went ballistic in light of the fact that parental agree was expected to have one, and she said her folks would have a conniption on the off chance that they found out. Tate proposed to remove her from state to make it happen. It'll be intriguing to perceive how that resolves itself. Could you at any point see it now? He would rather not inform Holly, yet on the off chance that he and Sophia head out to another express, Holly will believe there's some hanky-panky going on. In the interim, Brady and Ava had a bombed date since he lost the passes to the artful dance. After he left her place, she took her jewelry off, which he had recently helped her placed on, and perhaps it was on the grounds that I wasn't really near the television, and I got the feeling that the accessory New Doug provided for Leo will some way or another get exchanged with hers. That might be an entire storyline where it's tracked down in her control, and she gets blamed for taking it, so we'll see. Afterward, Gabby got an instant message from an obscure number that inquired, "All in all, how was your date?" Who might that at any point have been? It can't be Clyde since he's in a state of extreme lethargy, so there should be one more danger out there. Days of Our Lives feline and her kin. Picture source, Peacock. They truly need to make sense of how precisely Clyde treated Katharina. She's enthralled with him, however at that point only a couple of words from feline wakes her up. It required a long investment for Marlena to deprogram John, and, surprisingly, then, years after the fact, Constantine had the option to control him. Maybe it will be exactly the same thing with Katharina. Yet, some profound treatment could assist her with reviewing where Clyde left Abby's body. Maybe Feline and company didn't really leave, and we'll see them visit their mother in jail. Going on like this, with every one individuals who need treatment and Leo continually bothering her late night, Marlena will have a caseload that endures her basically until 2030. Days of Our Lives. Brady and Ava staring at the television. Picture source, Peacock. Gabby and JJ. These two have studied science, and it very well may be a decent heading for them to head down. Likewise, I realize I said before that I didn't think Brady and Ava had many sparkles between them, yet after Friday's episode, there was certainly something permeating between them. Ideally, we'll see that work out as a gradual process until Kristen drives a concrete blender over Ava. Days of Our Lives. Leo conversing with new Doug. Picture source, Peacock. New Doug. He ought to have recently told Julie he owed cash to certain hoodlums and she would have gotten dark fix on the. This deep dive into Days of Our Lives captures the whirlwind of courtroom drama, romantic entanglements, and familial conflicts that make the soap such a compelling fixture. Here's a detailed breakdown and continuation, giving life to the ongoing narrative while intertwining courtroom decisions and character arcs. Legal wars and personal turmoil. The courtroom has been an electric venue lately, highlighting the moral grayness and intense rivalries between characters. Sean's decision to serve Belle divorce papers brings their personal life into the public eye. While heartbreaking, the potential for each to explore new relationships and rediscover themselves presents an opportunity for rejuvenation. A reunion could feel more earned and layered, especially if they find themselves inadvertently aligned in their future journeys. The ruling in the Philip versus Xander case delivered a twist no one saw coming. Splitting Titan 50-50 was as Solomon-esque as the judge quipped, but the fallout could drive the narrative into chaos. Xander's seething anger promises fireworks, and Philip's smug satisfaction might be short-lived as the company's resources and alliances are put to the test. Secret letters and guilt-laden alliances. Kate's maneuvering with the letter forging Victor's wishes is a ticking time bomb. Her veiled threats to Vivian underscore her desperation to protect Philip's claim, but at what cost? This plotline could explode if Roman discovers her betrayal. A layered confrontation between Roman and Kate might explore their dynamic further, possibly leading Roman to question if love can forgive all. Vivian, never one to miss an opportunity for chaos, might exploit this knowledge at a crucial moment. Imagine Vivian using the letter to not only unravel Philip's claim but also drag Titan into a media frenzy, tainting its reputation. This could pave the way for Gabby or Brady to step in as unlikely saviors, which would introduce fresh tensions within the Kyriakis family. Romantic confusions. Stephanie's entanglement with Alex and Johnny creates an intriguing love triangle, or perhaps a square, now that Philip is back in her orbit. Alex's one-time indiscretion has sown doubt in Stephanie's mind, but the kiss with Philip introduces new dimensions to her story. Philip, known for brief returns, could complicate things further by confessing unresolved feelings for Chloe, leaving Stephanie questioning if she was ever more than a rebound. Meanwhile, Xander's monologue to Victor's portrait is dripping with potential. As he plots to undermine Philip, perhaps he'll enlist Gwen's help, reigniting their partnership. Xander's promise to shake Philip loose from Titan might mean corporate espionage, or perhaps even leveraging the letter Kate forged. Secrets and resurfacing. Clyde's unseen machinations with Abby's body remain a dark mystery. Could he be working for a hidden benefactor, possibly Stefano's long-lost heir or another Demera seeking revenge? Abby's body could be a bargaining chip in a larger scheme, such as manipulating Chad or Julie. Kat's connection to Clyde and her ability to break through Katharina's brainwashing offers a poignant familial storyline. Yet, if Clyde's spell runs as deep as Marlena's past brainwashing by Stefano, this resolution might not stick. Marlena's role as the town's deprogrammer of choice may deepen as more victims surface, and her workload could intertwine with her family's drama, especially if Belle turns to her for post-divorce counsel. Young love and unexpected twists. The next generation of Salemites is caught in a whirlwind. Holly's insecurities about her relationship with Tate after Leo's comments are compounded by Sophia's pregnancy bombshell. Tate's offer to support Sophia out of state could strain his romance with Holly, particularly if misunderstandings mount. A confrontation between Holly and Sophia might even reveal Tate's deeper feelings, but whether that revelation is for Holly or Sophia remains to be seen. Gabby and JJ's tentative steps toward romance bring a refreshing charm to the narrative. Their chemistry shines, but their past connections, especially Gabby's tumultuous history with other Salem men, might cast shadows over their budding relationship. If JJ's family reacts poorly, it could add emotional stakes, forcing Gabby and JJ to prove their relationship is worth fighting for. Comic relief amid drama. Leo's escapades provide levity, though they are tinged with emotional complexity. His offer to fence the stolen necklace for New Doug while grappling with his desire for self-improvement sets up a compelling arc. Could Rafe's involvement in the lady whistleblower case offer Leo a path toward redemption? His quick wit and tendency to inadvertently spill secrets might make him the unlikely hero of the storyline. New Doug's predicament adds another layer of intrigue. The stolen necklace storyline has all the makings of a classic Salem caper, especially if Ava is mistakenly implicated. The mix-up could force Brady to step up for her, solidifying their growing connection while infuriating Kristen. Nostalgia and legacy. The Abby time capsule scene was a touching tribute, blending sentimentality with the promise of future reveals. What if the capsule is unearthed prematurely, and its contents provide new clues about Abby's disappearance? Chad's grief continues to be a poignant storyline, though his fixation on Abby's presence might foreshadow a haunting twist. Whether it's ghostly visions or psychological trauma, Chad's journey could take a darker turn. Anticipated returns and new horizons. The court decision leaves Philip and Xander at an impasse, but their uneasy truce might unravel if Titan faces external threats. A rival company, or an alliance between Vivian and EJ, could force the cousins to unite, only to fracture again once the threat subsides. With so many characters facing crossroads, Salem is poised for a wave of dramatic returns and fresh starts. Mark's eventual re-entry could stir dormant conflicts, and Dick Van Dyke's rumored cameo would be a nostalgic treat for longtime fans. As the stories intertwine, the Kyriakis and Demera families remain central, ensuring that Salem's legacy of power struggles and personal vendettas endures.